Hello, welcome to the channel. This is Alfred. Today we will continue with the project that we have been working on. Let's go ahead and open it. All right, so here we are. So let's go ahead and do a fetch real quick. And we have 0 outgoing and 0 incoming, which is perfect, no changes. So this is to tell you that we are right where we left off the last time. So now let me go ahead and walk you through the project and what we have done so far. And by the way, we are almost to the end of this project. So essentially we have done the UI, we have all this information. So essentially this application basically, tries to add first names in a list, and you are able to save that first name. So for now, we can add as many as we want. So we can add Chad, and we can add Chad multiple times. If we decide that we just want one Chad, we can go ahead and delete the charts that we have here, and they are all in a list. So we can have one, and we can add more. Tony, we can add that. We can add a couple name here, Tony, as long as we have, and we have this to show us, kind of like a Twitter. It shows you how many character you have left to enter. So can have Tony Mark maybe, and we have used up to 9 character out of the 50 limits that we have. So we can add that to our list, and all these names, we can save it to a text file. So let me go ahead and minimize this. It should be saved here on the desktop. As you could see, we have this desktop, and if you decide to maybe change this name, you can do V2, and go ahead and do save, and it will let you know. Oh wow, we have a bug, so that did not update. So we need to be able to update this to our model. Oh wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So obviously this text, we need, okay, so let's go ahead and do something. I was going to add it to whenever an item or whenever any text changes on this text box, but I think I know an easier way to do this. So before I save, I want to call the save model dot full name is equals to whatever. So user control, then we have save to file location, then we have text limit, then we have text. So as we will go ahead and assign that value to this model, and we should be good. All right, let's go ahead and try it one more time. All right, so let's go ahead and add V2 here and go ahead and hit save. And yep, right there. And you could see that we have a new V2 file, text file there, which is perfect. Then we can add Chad. We can add Tony. We can add Tony Mark. All right, and we can hit save. And it saved it, and we can open it, and we can see all those names. They are perfect. So however, where we left off last was being able to change this name. Let's say we want to change this to instead of Fred, we want to change it to Alfred. So we want to type in Alfred here, then we want to right click here and hit change name. When we do that, it changes in the observable list collection, which is where we save all our names here. It changes there. However, it does not change in our UI, in our list box. So that will be the video for today. So let's go ahead and tackle that. So I don't know if you remember a couple series. We were we were we were able to solve the data binding by using an observable collection. However, if you are working with objects like we are, which is this is an object. If you're working with an object like we are, you need to introduce something called I notify property changed. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and introduce that to our project. So let's go ahead and right click here on our model, go to definition. Essentially, I am going to our model definition. So we want to inherit, apply the I notify property changed interface. So I am going to control doct here, and I'm going to say using system component model. You still need to go to this first name that you are trying to notify whenever it changes. You need to go here and trigger that I notify. So we'll do this is equals to notify property changed, and this is a method. We are going to create that method right now. So we want to notify property change, which will be our first name. All right, so now you are asking where does this method come in? We need to create this method. So I'm going to hit control dot, and I'm going to hit a generate this method, and I'm going to change this to property name. All right, so this is what we are updating. So whenever, let's do an if statement here. If this dot property property changed, which we are going to create a private field for that. It's going to be a public event. Then we'll call it this name here. Handler. Here we go. So that should, so this public event handler will handle updating all the UI that is displaying this first name to update its value based on whatever change that we made, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and say if this is not equals to null, which is usually a good thing to check, this dot property changed new property change event handler will be property name. I think I did property name. Yep. All right, so this will basically grab this, Ctrl C, and put it here, and whenever we call it, it will update the property name in the property change event handler. Unfortunately, for now, whenever you are implementing this type of data binding, unfortunately, you have to do this for every single object or model that you are creating that you are displaying to a user interface, essentially. So you need all this kind of like similar template of code to apply to every object that you need to display to the user if you want to use the awesome data binding feature in WPF. That might not make sense, but trust me, just play with it a little bit. You will start noticing it. As I mean, it should make sense because we went through what we would typically do, and we noticed that it didn't work, and we need to do this to make it work. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and try the change again. So nothing else changed in the code but introducing the NotifyPropertyhCanged event handler. So let's go ahead and change this to Alfred. So I don't need to use this breakpoint anymore. Bingo! Change Ada to Alfred. Bingo! Change Jack to Alfred. Bingo! All right, we're able to change everything to Alfred. So let's go ahead and remove this from the code because I added that just to inspect the object when we were having that data binding issue. So as you could see, our project is looking better and better every day. So that's where we'll stop today. Before we go, we are going to commit this change to our repository. Let's go ahead and do fetch. Nothing there, so let's go ahead and do added notify property changed event handler to bind our object changes. All right, save, that's fine, and let's go ahead and push it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you later. Bye bye.